Hello, welcome and namaste everybody. Welcome to our weekly reunion of UHV Module 2 SIP Holistic Human Health. We have with us our near and dear Dr. Sundaraj Bhaiya with us. Ji Sundar Bhaiya, namaste.
Namaste, Parikshit Bhaiya.
Namaste, namaste. Welcome Bhaiya. So we are going to continue from the topic what we are discussing in the last 2 weeks.
Today I would like to speak about a little bit about Ayurveda.
Oh, nice, nice. Ji Bhaiya, welcome. Over to you. Namaste.
Welcome all. So I'm so happy that second year of this follow-up session of holistic human health, still people are interested and regularly coming to the session and listening and discussing various things which will help them in maintaining good health, achieve perfect health, and build a strong, healthy society, strong foundation for a healthy society. So I know it is difficult for every one of us to have the discipline, which might get disrupted due to various reasons. Still, we need continuous motivation from inside and outside, along with the right understanding and right education of these health principles, without which we will not be able to interpret what the body is trying to communicate with us. So I'm so happy you people are regularly attending and putting them into practice. Someone asked me recently that what happens if a new virus comes. And even the present COVID also in Delhi recently, Dr. Randeep Guleria, director of AIMS, said that cases in Delhi are again rising. How do we tackle new viruses, present viruses? How do we stay healthy? How do we try to always stay in a state of perfect health? What can we do? What else we can do? So we know these viruses, bacteria, they attack only those people whose immunity is weak. People whose immunity is strong, even if they get affected within 1 or 2 days, it will be cured and then they will develop more immunity and they will not get affected with the same virus again if their immunity is strong. But if the immune system is weak, again and again, we will get same infections and new infections also. So government will tell us to practice social distancing, sanitization of hands and masks. Unfortunately, no one is telling us to do something to strengthen our immunity. Everyone wants a vaccine for every disease. You know, newborn babies are taking vaccines in a dangerously high number, which were not there when we were studying or when we were kids. All these vaccines are not there. Every day a new vaccine is getting invented for babies, and so many vaccines are being given. Maybe right now this vaccine has successfully helped people to come out of this panic state and come out of the pandemic, though the development of herd immunity also helped people come out of that severe state of pandemic. But we need to understand that those people who are already suffering with lifestyle disorders, they are the victims of any virus, bacteria. They already have lifestyle disorders, and then they will be easily infected and affected by different kinds of viruses and bacteria if they're already having lifestyle disorders in their bodies. According to World Health Organization, around 40 million people every year are dying because of lifestyle disorders. Lifestyle disorders are non-communicable diseases. They are not infections. They are not viruses, bacteria. They are just diseases we acquire because of our own bad lifestyle. We don't eat in time, we don't sleep in time, we don't get up in time, we don't do physical activity, we don't expose our body to sunlight. We are constantly under pressure, anger, tension, irritation, fear, so many other mental illnesses, mental conditions. We don't eat good food, we eat unhealthy food. All these things ultimately result in lifestyle disorders. And these lifestyle disorders are the uh, causative factors for severe infections. Otherwise, people who are not having any other problems, they are not just they are, even if they get infected with some virus, immediately they'll recover. People who are going on to ventilators or dying, they are the ones who are having these lifestyle disorders. So lifestyle disorders will affect any part of the body: cardiovascular disorders, lung diseases, kidney diseases, liver diseases, obesity, diabetes, cancer, and autoimmune disorders. Autoimmune disorders are disorders which affect various organs of the body when they get attacked by our own immune cells. Immune cells, which are supposed to protect us from external invasions of viruses and bacteria, instead of doing that, they get confused and they attack our own body. And it results in autoimmune disorders, 100 plus diseases, not because of some infection, just because our immune system got confused because of a bad lifestyle. Diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, psoriasis, vitiligo,
అరే నేను చెప్పింది నేను చెప్పాను అంతే.
so many other diseases affecting each and every organ of the body, just because that particular organ is being attacked by some immune cell which is confused. Normally, immune cells, they can understand, they can differentiate between a good bacteria and bad bacteria. But in this case, they can't even recognize their own body cells and they attack the body and result in so many difficult to treat autoimmune disorders. And all these things are happening because our lifestyle is bad. So, why do we get these lifestyle disorders? World Health Organization says the reasons behind lifestyle disorders is rapid unplanned urbanization, globalization of unhealthy lifestyle, unhealthy diet, lack of physical activity, so many reasons. And solution by World Health Organization is detecting, screening, treating, and providing access to palliative care for people in need. So, in nutshell, strengthening early detection and timely treatment. How do we do that? We do a lot of tests, screen all the people, whole population with all the tests for each and every organ of the body. And if there is any problem, detect it early and treat it early. That is the solution. With this solution, WHO targets a reduction of 25% in premature mortality by 2025 and one-third reduction in premature deaths by 2030. But this doesn't seem logical, because early detection and early screening, early treatment, if that is the solution, then in some countries where they have all the facilities, unlike India, they can screen each and every citizen and detect early treatments, and then they can do, they have wonderful infrastructure. But are those countries better in terms of health? If you look into the data, If non-communicable diseases or lifestyle disorders are killing 70%, the reason for 70% of deaths in developing countries, in high income countries, the same lifestyle disorders are killing 88% of the deaths are because of lifestyle disorders in developed countries, high income countries, rich countries, European, Western countries, where they have the facility to screen and detect early and treat early. Even there, in fact, there is a higher incidence of lifestyle disorders. So detecting early and screening early and treating early is not the solution. The data shows that high income countries where the infrastructure is better, medical care is better, there the lifestyle disorders are higher. What is the solution? So solution is actually simple. Solution is to follow a healthy lifestyle. Unfortunately, even government is not suggesting this. Everyone is suggesting wear a mask, follow social distancing, and sanitize your hands. So even at the peak of pandemic, no one is really publicizing about eating in time, sleeping in time, getting up in time. In fact, during the pandemic, during the lockdown time, people became worse. Their lifestyle become, has become much, much worse. People were not sleeping during the night time at all. Some patients, they told me that they are sleeping at 5 a.m. in the morning. The whole day they are sleeping. Whole night they are watching TV, different seasons and etc. etc. Because of the pandemic, because of the lockdown. So we can't afford another lockdown. If another virus, another infection, another pandemic comes, we can't just shut our doors and sit in rooms. It's simply not possible. Definitely not good for our economy and not good for our own health. Sitting idle at home, we are developing more and more lifestyle disorders. At least previously they used to go out, go to the office, walk a little, do a little, move a little. Now it's completely not coming out of the bedroom. So what is the solution? Solution is, first we need to assimilate the knowledge from all the healthcare systems working towards preserving the health of healthy people, and then implement this knowledge in our day-to-day life according to our own constitution, our own habit and habitat, our own work. We design a custom-made, tailor-made lifestyle for ourselves based on these health principles assimilated from all the healthcare systems. So today we are going to speak about one such system from which most of the holistic human health syllabus has been designed. Of course, with the help of other systems like yoga, homeopathy, allopathy, but mainly Ayurveda. Why mainly Ayurveda? Because Ayurveda is a system which speaks volumes about preserving the health of a healthy person. The purpose of Ayurveda, as defined by the sages, is prayojanam chasya swasthasya swastharakshanam. The purpose is to preserve the health of a healthy person. Swasthasya swastharakshanam. That is the purpose of Ayurveda. You take any Ayurveda book, more than half of it speaks about how to stay healthy, what to eat, what not to eat, how to work, how to design each and every part of our life, what to do from morning till night, what to eat, when to eat, how to cook. So many things, what to do in different seasons. So all these things are being nicely explained in various Ayurveda granthas. And we are fortunate enough to have that knowledge, which is very practical. Though ancient, it is very relevant in these times. So, what is Ayurveda? So, the definition of Ayurveda in Charaka Samhita is like this: Hita hitam, sukham dukkham, ayustasya hita hitam, manam cha tacha etroktam, Ayurveda sa uchyate. So, what is good for a human being? What is not good for a human being? What will help in promotion of life span, duration, quality of life? How do we measure all these things? All the aspects of human life, every facet is covered in this science called Ayurveda. People mistake when they think that uh, Ayurveda is a science of another medical science which treats diseases with some herbs and all. Treating diseases is a secondary aspect of Ayurveda. But the primary aspect is to understand and implement these wonderful health principles, to help us understand and implement these wonderful health principles in our day-to-day life so that we will always stay healthy. So that is the main prayojana of this wonderful science called Ayurveda. So in Charaka Samhita, they say that dharmartha kama mokshanam arogyam moolamuttamam. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Whatever you want to achieve in life, these are all called Chaturvida Purusharthas. Whether you want to lead a life with dharma, you want to achieve dharma, you want to understand, you want to fulfill your life's dharma. And then, just a moment. If you want to achieve wealth, artha, and then if you want to fulfill all your desires, all your aspirations, all your expectations, or you want to understand the purpose of your life and travel towards the goal to reach the purpose of your life, whatever you want to do, you need arogya, health. Without health, you will not be able to achieve any of these things, dharmartha, kama, moksha. So, for that purpose, Ayurveda Upadeseshu Vidheyaha Paramadaraha. All the principles discussed in Ayurveda, if we implement them in this life properly, you will always be able to stay healthy and achieve all the Chaturvida Purusharthas. This is what Charaka Samhita says. So Ayurveda itself is a word with two words in it, Ayu and Vedam. Ayu is life, Vedam is science. A science which speaks about how to lead a healthy life. And it discusses all the scientific aspects of each and every part of this health principles of different facets of life. So that is Ayurveda. So Ayurveda is life science, science which tells us about how to lead our life. Just imagine thousands of years before the discovery of a microscope, even before the discovery of a microscope, thousands of years before the discovery of a microscope, our doctors were practicing Ayurveda in 8 different branches: ophthalmology, ENT, general medicine, surgery, gynecology, pediatrics, geriatrics, psychiatry. So many branches were there, mainly classified into Ashtanga, 8 different branches. And this was happening long before, thousands of years before the discovery of a microscope. So this is the greatness of the treatment aspect. But as I've told you, thing which we all should be proud of is the Swastavritta aspect, the knowledge which speaks about preserving the health of a healthy person. You take any Ayurveda text like Charaka Samhita, Shushruta Samhita, Ashtanga Hridaya, any Ayurveda text, so more than half of it speaks exclusively about preserving the health of a healthy person. Charaka Samhita was written by Acharya Charaka. It was actually written by Agnivesha, then it was rewritten by Charaka. So, apart from the Swastavritta aspect, which speaks about maintaining a healthy life, it also speaks about so many treatments, Ayurveda Panchakarma therapies, which will help in removing the toxins which get accumulated in day-to-day life in each and every cell of the body. And removing these toxins helps in stopping the degeneration and starting the regeneration. Then there are so many metabolism correction therapies, regenerative therapies, wonderful therapies. They're all described in Charaka Samhita, along with so many simple treatments for so many diseases. So general medicine and Panchakarma practice was exclusively discussed in Charaka Samhita. Then we have Shushruta Samhita. Again, Shushruta Samhita speaks volumes about preserving the health of a healthy person. What to do, what not to do. Apart from that, Shushruta Samhita is a wonderful record of all the great surgeries performed by this surgeon who is the world's first plastic surgeon. He is also the father of surgery, as renowned by all the surgeons in this world. If you go to a Royal College of Surgeons in Australia, Melbourne, Australia, you'll find a huge idol of Lord Shushruta, Acharya Shushruta, in that college, where it is written father of surgery, Shushruta. So that is the greatness of this great Acharya. And this Acharya, why he was so popular, why people adore him even today. In fact, the photo which I am showing you is not the actual description of Shushruta. It is a wrong description. Shushruta has given clear-cut instructions to all the surgeons who perform surgeries that they should not grow beard and mustache. They should not have long hair. It should be very short. Their nails should be trimmed very frequently. They should stay very hygienic. And he has described so many ways to, sterilize instruments and disinfect themselves before performing the surgeries, with clear-cut instructions about the dress code and all the other ethical codes of a doctor who is a surgeon who will perform the surgery. So he has described so beautifully. And he was the one who taught students how to dissect a dead body, how to preserve the dead body, how to open it, and how to understand about each and every organ of the body. So he was the one who taught so many students about dead body dissection. Then he performed so many surgeries. So these are all various surgical instruments he used. Hundreds of surgical instruments were used by him. He has given clear-cut description of how to prepare these surgical instruments, h- which material should be used, the size and shape, and everything was clearly described. You know, nowadays also people use so many instruments, surgical instruments. Strange thing is, all the regular surgical instruments which we use right now, the surgeons use right now, were all described long before, different shapes. So that, and these shapes, these sizes, so many varieties of instruments were used because human body is a complex structure, and to reach different parts of the body without damaging other parts, you need different uh, instruments, and all those were used by Acharya Shushruta thousands of years back. And he was the first plastic surgeon. So he did rhinoplasty. The person whose nose got damaged, it got restructured using other tissue from different part of the body. And he is the surgeon who first opened the skull and performed the surgery on the brain. So we should all be proud of such a great heritage. Unfortunately, during the time of Ashoka, when when this Buddhism was prevalent in India, many kings have ordered surgeons not to perform surgeries and go for other therapies instead, because they thought this surgery is a form of himsa. Because during those days, this anesthesia was not effective, anesthesia was not discovered. Surgeons used to give various herbal decoctions to make the patient unconscious, but it was not very effective, as effective as the present anesthesia. So while performing surgeries, people used to hold them tight so that surgery can be performed easily. So many kings thought that it is a form of himsa, and Buddha was preaching ahimsa. So many kings have stopped these surgeries in many areas, many kingdoms, and slowly this got faded away. This wonderful knowledge now is confined to some books, and only certain procedures, unique procedures which are not available in present surgical knowledge, they are being practiced by some Ayurveda surgeons. There is still MS Ayurveda surgery, MS ENT. So, so these are all. So Ruby Chatwalji is asking, please share the title slide of surgical process. So there is no title slide of surgical process. This is Shushruta Samhita. So Shushruta Samhita is the book written by Acharya Shushruta. So this is a wonderful book where he has described so many surgeries, the procedure of surgeries, and even present day surgeons are astonished how Acharya Shushruta was able to perform so many complicated surgeries in those days. when even anesthesia was not very effective. How was he able to do all these things? So then we have Ashtanga Hridayam written by Vagbhatacharya. This is another wonderful text. If anyone here is from Kerala, they will be knowing more about Ashtanga Hridayam. So I met a group of people from Kerala when I was attending a Sanskrit workshop, and I saw that all of them were reading Ashtanga Hridayam every day in the morning, like we read Bhagavad Gita or Ramayana. I thought they were Ayurveda doctors or students. When I spoke with them, they told me that their common people also they read Ashtanga Hridayam. Particularly the Sutra Sthana, it's more about this preserving the health of a healthy person. So it's more about these health principles. So widely popular in Kerala and other states where Ayurveda is popular. Even the general public read this wonderful book called Ashtanga Hridayam to learn about the principles of preserving the health of a healthy person. Then we have this wonderful book called Madhava Nidana. This book speaks volumes about pathology of various diseases, the root cause of diseases, and the symptoms of these diseases, how they develop, then what are the complications of these diseases if we don't treat them in time. So, exclusive collection of so many diseases pathology. This is Madhava Nidana. Then we have Sharangadhara Samhita. Sharangadhara Samhita speaks about preparation of medicines. Various medicines in different forms like decoctions, tablets, pills, oils, ghees, rasakalpas, lehyams, avalehyams, bhasmas. So many different kinds of medicines were prepared, and the description of procedure of preparing all those different medicines was described in detail in Sharangadhara Samhita. Then there is this Bhava Prakasha Samhita, which speaks a lot about the medicinal properties of different herbs. There are so many herbs present in and around our place. We don't know actually their use. Some herbs we know like tulsi, neem, nowadays giloy. But there are thousands and thousands of species of plants growing around us. And every herb is having some medicinal property. So a Subhashita in Sanskrit goes like this. Amantram aksharam nasti moolam anaushadam. Ayogyah purusho nasti yojakastatra durlabaha. Which means amantram aksharam nasti. There is no alphabet which is not having the eligibility to become a mantra. Every alphabet can become a mantra. But what is lacking? Yojakastatra durlabaha. The one who can unite all these alphabets and make a mantra. You don't get such people every day. Similarly, nasti moolam anaushadam. There is no plant or root which cannot become a medicine. Every plant can become a medicine. Yojakastatra durlabaha. Person who will mix all these things and make a medicine is difficult to find. Similarly, ayogyah purusha nasti. Every human being is yogya, capable person. But you need a yojaka, you need a coach, you need a guide who can turn a normal human being into a superhuman being. So you need people who can guide us, who can make us travel in the right path. So this Bhava Prakasha Samhita speaks about so many herbs their rasa, their guna, their virya, their vipaka, their prabhava. So it's more like chemical composition and the properties, and identifying features, so many things about these herbs and their applications, how these medicines are useful in various diseases. All these things were described. Then we have Kashyapa Samhita. Kashyapa Samhita is a specialty book written by Jivaka. It completely speaks about diseases of children. It's a pediatrics specialty book. So, when children get a disease, they can't communicate that they have this problem, whether they have pain, whether they have fever, whether they have headache or whatever discomfort they have, they express it in the form of crying. So how do we diagnose what exactly is the problem with the kid and how do we treat the kid safely? So this book is all about that. But there are so many other books written wonderfully and updated regularly by various commentators and various doctors. And so you might ask me, what if we want to learn the basics of Ayurveda? Which book we should pick up? You might feel overwhelmed when you know read these books directly. So if you want to you know start something which will enrich your knowledge and help you in understanding the principles of Ayurveda, health principles, then I strongly recommend a book called Perfect Health. I'm typing it in the chat window. Perfect Health by Dr. Deepak Chopra. So Dr. Deepak Chopra is a world famous endocrinologist. He's an allopathy doctor, but he studied Ayurveda and mastered the knowledge, and he wrote so many books on Ayurveda. So one such book is Perfect Health. So it starts with the basic things like three doshas, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, and it will make us understand. A layman can understand it very easily. All the basic foundational principles of Ayurveda and how to apply them in day-to-day life. Even for first year students who just come into the stream of Ayurveda, we strongly recommend them to read this book because it was written by a modern allopathic doctor who read Ayurveda and made it available for common people. So if you want to understand the basics of Ayurveda, fundamental principles of Ayurveda, which you can directly apply it, it's not like just theory. You can apply them directly into your own life. So that is the book, Perfect Health by Dr. Deepak Chopra. So today I will just give you a few simple things which you will easily understand. And these are very important for us to go deeper into Ayurveda. So we all know about Pancha Mahabhutas, 5 elements. So you might have listened about it, but you might not have a proper understanding about these Pancha Mahabhutas. So this Prithvi, Ap, Tejo, Vayu, Akasha are the 5 Pancha Mahabhutas, and they are the essential elements, basic parts of anything you find in this universe. So these Panchamahabhutas, they are aware, you can see them outside and they are also there inside, and everything is made out of these Panchamahabhutas. So in Ayurveda, this body is being controlled by three doshas: Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. This Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, all these three are actually the forces behind the functioning of a human body. And in Vata, there is a dominance of Akasha and Vayu. Out of the Pancha Mahabhutas, the dominance, the mainly Vata is being influenced by Akash Mahabhuta and Vayu Mahabhuta. Similarly, Kapha is made up of water and earth mainly. Pitta is made up of fire and water. So, what is the significance of these Pancha Mahabhutas that you will understand when we speak about constitution? But you can say that people who have one dosha in dominance in their body, some people are Vata dominant people, their constitution is Vata constitution. Some people's constitution is Pitta constitution. Some people's constitution is Kapha constitution. So you can just look at this simple diagram and you will understand. Vata is air and space, very light and mobile. Air is mobile, it moves. So these people whose constitution is dominated by Vata are mobile people. They speak a lot, walk a lot, move a lot. Their thoughts drift a lot. Their gait is light, as if they are just walking on the air, like that. So that is Vata. Pitta people, there is a lot of fire and water. And when you heat the water on fire, steam comes, which is too hot. So these people are hot in nature. The body, if you touch them, it's warm or hot, lot of sweating. And they are, because of this fire, their intellectual power is superior, far superior. They have got wonderful instincts of judgment, decision making power, analytical thinking. Their gait is firm, unlike Vata people who walk very lightly. Their gait is firm. They're well planned people, unlike Vata people who are just instinctive. They'll do whatever they want to do out of emotions. But Pitta people are completely planned people. They have their timetable always fixed. Even if you check their calendar on their phone, you will see that everything is sorted out so nicely. Vata people, they go with the flow because of the dominance of air. And then we have the Kapha people dominated by earth and water, which is like slimy. When if you mix mud with water, what happens? It's slimy. Its earth is heavy. Their body is also heavy in nature. Generally, they're on the side of chubby type of people. Vata people are very skinny people, light people. Kapha people are a bit chubby. Pitta people are moderately built. And Kapha people are slow. They are relaxed, calm, satisfied with life, not having so many goals. They are loving, affectionate, good listeners, relaxed people. So it's just a simple example. It's not just easy to classify people into these three broad groups. There are so many combinations of people: Vata Pitta people, Pitta Kapha people, Vata Kapha people, like that. And there are also people who's having all the three in balance. So, but we need to understand that Vata is something which regulates movement in our body. All the movements are being controlled by Vata, whether the movements of our muscles, whether the movement of the nerve impulses, movement of food in our food pipe, movement of the baby from the uterus towards outside. Every movement inside our body is being controlled by Vata. Then Pitta. Pitta controls the metabolism, all the chemical reactions taking place in the body, all the breaking down of food and production of energy and activities, various activities, all the chemical aspect, metabolism, hormones, everything, digestive juices, everything is under the control of pitta. And the kapha is the structural part, like, tissue building, putting everything together, holding everything together is the function of kapha. And again, there are 5 types of vatas with different functions, 5 types of pittas with different functions, and 5 types of kapha with different functions. So this is again, it will become an Ayurveda class, but this is the basic thing we need to understand: this vata, pitta, and kapha. When they are in balance inside our body, we will be always healthy. If there is an imbalance in vata, pitta, or kapha because of wrong lifestyle, some dosha gets aggravated and some dosha gets depreciated, then there will be disease. So it's very important for us to maintain the balance of vata, pitta, and kapha. And there are sapta dhatus, 7 tissues: rasa, rakta, mamsa, medo, asti, majja, and shukra. These are different tissues which we find in our body. So we can't give this exact translation, like rasa is a tissue fluid, plasma, rakta is blood, mamsa is muscle, medas is fat and connective tissue, asti is bone tissue, majja is bone marrow, shukra represents the reproductive system. Like that, we can classify these tissues of our body into 7 dhatus. Again, these 7 dhatus are under the control of the 3 doshas. So these 3 doshas are the governing bodies which control the 7 dhatus. And then we have 3 malas, 3 types of body waste, like purisha is stools, mutra is urine, sweda is sweat. So dosha dhatu mala moolam hi shariram. Ayurveda says dosha dhatu mala moolam hi shariram. And Shushritacharya describes health as samadosha samagnischa samadhatu malakriyaha prasanna atmendriya manaha swastha ityabhidiyate. Doshas, dhatus, malas, and the Agni is digestive fire, all are in balance. So each and every part of the body is working in balance, in harmony with other organs and other parts of the body. Then prasanna atma indriya manaha. Atma, indriya, and mana. Mana is a mind, indriyas are sense organs, and then atma is soul. So all of them are in prasanna sthiti, in a state of well-being. Then you are healthy. That was the definition. So what are these dosha dhatu malas I have just described? So this wonderful definition of health was given thousands of years back by none other than the father of surgery, Shushruta. And now World Health Organization also says that health is a state of physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being, and not just absence of disease or infirmity. So treatment aspect in Ayurveda is, classified into 3 types, like Daiva Vipashraya Chikitsa, Yukti Vipashraya Chikitsa, and Satwavatsa Chikitsa. Daiva Vipashraya Chikitsa is more like different practices, spiritual practices to many diseases whose cause is not clear. A small baby of 1 month is having some disease which is not genetic, which is not hereditary, some disease. Ayurveda believes that some diseases are because of the karma vipaka. So because of the karma in previous janma also we can get a disease. So such diseases, for those things, some things were prescribed like mantra, aushadha, mani, mangala, balyupahara, swasthayana. So many spiritual practices, and all those things come under Daiva Vipasana Chikitsa. But Ayurveda speaks mainly about the Yukti Vipasana Chikitsa. Yukti Vipasana Chikitsa is the treatment which is performed by the physician or doctor or surgeon. using so many herbs or surgical procedures or panchakarma techniques. Then we have Satwavajaya Chikitsa. It is more related to the psychiatric part, where the disease is because of disturbance in the mind, and the solution is to gain control over the mind. Sattva Avajaya, gaining control over, gaining the. There is one wonderful song called in the film Goody. हमको मन की शक्ति दो, देना मन विजय करे सदा, मन विजय करे सदा, मन विजय, सत्वावजय इज मन विजय करे, दूसरों के जैसे पहले अपनी जीत हो. We should get win ourselves, gain control over ourselves. So that is Sattvavajaya. So treatments which will help in gaining control over our mind, they are under the classification called Sattvavajaya Chikitsa. We also have two broad categories of the Yukti Vipassana Chikitsa. They are Sodhana Chikitsa and Shamana Chikitsa. Shodhana is if there is accumulation of so many toxins inside the body, then eliminate them, remove them from the body. Detoxification, purification therapies are called Shodhana Chikitsas. All the Panchakarma Chikitsas come under Shodhana Chikitsa. Shamana Chikitsa is like if the condition is very initial stage, we give some simple medicines and make some modifications in the diet and do some pranayam and exercise, and you relieve the problem. That is Shamana Chikitsa. So Shodhana Chikitsa is of 5 different types. They are called Panchakarmas. Removing toxins from each and every part of the body, removing these excess doshas, happens with these 5 therapies called Vamana Karma, Virechana Karma, Nasya Karma, Vasti Karma, and Rakta Mokshana. So these 5 detoxification and metabolism correction therapies are very, very effective in treating so many diseases. At our hospital, Arogyadatri Ayurveda Research Institute, Visakhapatnam, we perform all these panchakarmas and we treat challenging and most difficult cases. People go to different doctors, and after everyone says they can't treat these diseases, then they come to us and we take up these cases and treat them with this wonderful set of treatment procedures called panchakarma therapies. So this is all one aspect of Ayurveda, but the most important aspect of Ayurveda, which is essential for every one of us to understand. If you don't know about panchakarma, if you don't know about tridoshas, if you don't know about all the Shamana Chikitsa, Shodhana Chikitsas, it's okay. If your doctor knows them, that is enough. But this is the one aspect which every human being should understand. And this aspect is called Swastha Vritta. Swasthata is health. Vritta is the description, how to be healthy. This is the gift to the entire world from India. This is the contribution of Ayurveda to all the world citizens. And this is called Swastha Vritta. So Swastha Vritta comprises of 3 aspects. One is Dinacharya, second one is Rutucharya, and third one is Sadvrittham. Dinacharya is what we have to do from getting up early in the morning till sleeping early in the night. What all we have to do, various aspects, all the routine part, daily routine part is classified as Dinacharya. How to cleanse our body each and every day, how to keep each and every cell of our body pure, how to keep each and every organ of the body functional, how to strengthen our immunity, how to eat the right food, how to choose the right nutrition, how to take proper rest. Everything is described in the part Dinacharya. Then we have Rutucharya. Rutucharya speaks about seasonal regimen. In which season, what happens and how it affects the human body, which organs get affected because of the seasonal changes, and what precautions we need to do so that transition from one season to other season goes smoothly without causing any turbulence, any diseases, and what food we need to choose in various seasons, what type of lifestyle, how much exercise, everything is described in detail in Rutucharya. Then we have Sadvrittham. Sadvrittham is another important aspect of staying healthy, because even World Health Organization says that social well-being is also important. Sadvrittham speaks about the social well-being part, how we need to communicate with others in our family, our friends, our relatives, our colleagues, our subordinates, our boss, everyone around us in the society. How to communicate with them, how to behave in such a way that we will always stay happy and we will always make others happy. So this right way of living is described in Sadvrittham. So all the three things are important to stay healthy. So this wonderful knowledge of Swasthavrittam has been taken from Ayurveda, and we made this beautiful syllabus called Holistic Human Health for all the engineering students. And the book is ready. The book which we wrote, this slide is a nutshell of what we wrote in the book. So this is what we have taken from different systems of different healthcare systems, and we made it into a easily palatable, understandable, and understandable health principles which can be applied, which can be used to design a custom-made healthy lifestyle for ourselves, for our family members, so that we will always stay healthy. So to lay this foundation of health, to build a strong and healthy nation, luckily this subject got introduced for all the engineering students as a part of student induction program. Unfortunately, many colleges have not started this particular aspect yet because of lack of trainers. We are planning faculty development programs for interested faculty who want to teach these aspects to their children, to their students. So once we complete the faculty development program, then AICTE will ask every college to give this knowledge to their children in the first year itself when they enter the college. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening so patiently. We can take any question. If there are any questions, we can take.
Hi, may I speak it?
Yes, yes.
So very nice presentation about very simple, but the human body system is very complicated.
Yes, sir.
But I don't know, it takes a little bit, maybe 6 months to 1 year time. Gradually, if they're able to follow, then only they can improve. Maybe I think it is not a shortcut. Nothing is shortcut in our life, if I really understand.
Yes.
Definitely it takes a time, so that if you're able to spend that at least 1 to 2 hours on the body, mind, then over a period of 1 year, then you will understand and you can mold your body to the properly, so that you maintain your health. That is what I understand.
Very true, sir. We all need to understand the fundamentals, basic principles of health, and this should be a part of our education system right from the primary, primary level school kids. At that level only, we should introduce this thing so that it becomes a habit. They can put them into practice. When teacher says something to the kids, they immediately take it seriously. So that should come from that stage, and it should not be the main idea of formulating this holistic human health syllabus is it should not be like do's and don'ts, rules and regulations, tips like that. We felt that we should make them understand the principles and then let them design their own lifestyle, putting all these things into practice. So that is the idea behind making this syllabus.
That's good, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Prasad ji. JVS Gupta ji, you want to tell something?
Yes, doctor.
Yes.
Today's talk is beautifully brought out, very educative and informative.
Thank you.
And I think we are feeling bad why you have not learned a part of Sanskrit, at least in the early stages. We may be able to read even today because we have studied Hindi. Many
Yes.
things we'll be able to read to a great extent.
Yes.
But we really missed learning the Sanskrit. That's what I understand from the entire talk.
Sir.
But the very topic of this holistic human health is very deep-rooted topic.
Yes.
It's not simply, as you said, following some health norms and all those things. How to make the nation healthy. I think
Yes.
that where, and actually the globe itself, and we
Yes.
are being a part of the globe. Feel proud of as a nation. And
Yes.
this so-called medical tourism, India, medical tourism, all these words, I think now we can really appreciate. Why people who are learned about it, they are talking so much about Indian medical systems and all that.
Yes.
And now we see most of the Ayurvedic medicines are also made by the government of India, somewhere in Uttaranchal, Uttarakhand, I think. And they're all supplied to the different Ayurvedic units located here, and
Yes.
IRP and all that. In fact,
Yes.
today it so happened that I have to go to a medical Ayurvedic doctor for my shoulder joint problems. So he has subscribed Saptavim, Gugulu, and Mahamash Taila and
Yes.
Swadeshi Dhanvantari Taila capsules. He asked me to use these things. So our interest is really growing day by day in using the Ayurvedic systems and getting ourselves better. Thank you so much, doctor. I think we'll get into this. Now, my serious thinking is, how do you bring Sanskrit into the study schedule so that people will be able to appreciate in the coming generation?
Sir, one
So
more good news is,
yeah,
as a part of the student induction program,
yes,
in the 9 aspects, one is language, and students can choose Sanskrit in the first year itself, as a part of the student induction program. And there is a organization called Samskrita Bharati. Samskrita
Okay.
Bharati is located all over the world, and they teach Sanskrit, spoken Sanskrit as a foundation, and then they will also hold our hands and they'll teach reading, writing, understanding, and they'll conduct various exams. And from the basic level, spoken Sanskrit, to the PhD level, every stage, Samskrita Bharati holds our hand and teaches us, helps us, guides us without expecting a single rupee. They do everything free of cost. And so I am the president of my district, the Samskrita Bharati organization, and the exams which we conduct, the Kovida exam is the highest exam which we conduct for people who want to learn Sanskrit. And if you take that certificate to the nearest university, you can directly do MA Sanskrit. So it is so valuable. And people who learn Sanskrit from us, they will be able to fluently speak in Sanskrit, read all the books, because Ayurveda is not just the only treasure we have in Sanskrit language. There is lot of more, lots and lots of science hidden in this great language, this great Vangmaya. So people who learn Sanskrit can explore all these things. And Samskrita Bharati is the organization. Wherever you are in the world, you will be able to learn Sanskrit if you are interested. During the student induction program in 2020 November, while we were conducting these holistic human health sessions online, the same time, almost 20,000 students have attended the Sanskrit classes online conducted by AICTE-SIP online. The classes are there in the AICTE-SIP YouTube channel also, and online spoken Sanskrit classes are being conducted by Samskrita Bharati everywhere. You can go and check the website of samskritabharati.org. And in your place, wherever you are in the city, you can contact the local Samskrita Bharati organization, and they will teach Samskrita Bharati from the basic level to the PhD level. Any level you can take guidance from them.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. In the meantime, I just want to indicate my granddaughter, she has finished her 10th class, and her subject was Sanskrit, main subject. And it so happened that she got out of out. That means 100
Oh.
marks out of 100 marks. And
Congratulations.
she is the class subject topper in Pune. So I used to ask her, what is the purpose of you doing the Sanskrit and all that? I think now I can pass on all this information to her so that
Yes.
she can enrich her career.
Definitely.
Even today, in what is Pune, the topmost college, she has chosen the arts program in her 11th and 12th standards and all that. So I will give all this information to her so that she gets benefited. Thank
Sure.
you, doctor.
Yes, sir. Ranganaji, you want to say something? Ranganaji? Okay. Parikshit Bhaiya, I think it's 8:35.
It's already time, so we have to respect the circadian rhythm as well. And it's really very nice and informative session overall. And I remember once we have discussed about the Vata Pitta Kapha, and you have shared that Prakriti link
Yes.
also with. So it again help and add on some new knowledge to us. It's really nice, and we'll continue exploring these things, and we'll meet again for another exciting session of holistic human health on next Friday. Till then, namaste everybody. Happy exploring. Namaste.
Namaste.